Welcome to part 10 of VCV Rack in a Nutshell, a series of short videos where I introduce and explain certain modules fast and to the point. Today I'm going to talk about Tidal Modulator 2, a software remake of Mutable Instruments module Tides. Tidal Modulator 2 is a versatile envelope generator with the loop functionality. It can generate one-shot attack decay envelopes and one-shot attack sustain release envelopes. Envelopes can be made looping and the flanks can have numerous shapes. Just to mention it, the attack and the decay or release phase don't have to be equally long, of course. The frequency range reaches from below 0.01 Hz, which means a cycle length of more than 100 seconds, up to slightly above 2 kHz. When the module is not in looping mode, the frequency adjustments determine the length of a single envelope in seconds or milliseconds. No matter whether you are interested in making generative music or you want to professionally apply granular techniques to your productions, or you are eager to learn about new concepts for music and sound, or you are a really dedicated modular or semi-modular synth guy, or in case you are watching this video later than August 2024, you want to know everything, and I mean everything, about vintage synths and their remakes and software. No matter what of these is valid for you, you will find what you are looking for on my website. I'm looking forward to meeting you there. Cheers and peace. Let's have a look at the individual front panel elements now. The frequency range button here in the upper left corner sets the basic ranges of 1.25 Hz with the LED lit in green. And let me push it again. Let me push it once, and the range changes to 2 Hz with the LED glowing yellow or orange, and when I push it once again, the range changes to 130.8 Hz with the LED gleaming in red. When I turn the knob below, the frequency potentiometer below, to the left, the frequency decreases, and the frequency decreases by 4 octaves, or the frequency determining voltage by 48 semitones. What is 4 octaves? Or 1/16 of the basic frequency, 1/16. But when I turn it the other way around, to the left, to the right, then the frequency increases, and once again it increases by 48 semitones, which is 4 octaves up, and 16 times the base frequency. The button in the upper middle here sets the ramp mode, meaning we switch between one-shot attack decay, unipolar, only positive voltages, with the LED lit in green. Let me trigger one. Once again, once again. And the next mode is the orange or yellow mode. Then the envelopes are cycling, looping, and they are bipolar from minus to plus voltages with the LED in yellow or orange. And the last mode, the third one, is also a one-shot mode again. It's attack sustain release. Now I'm going to push this button and hold it for a while. Oh, that's bad. So when I release it, the release phase sets in, and it's also unipolar again. The button and the LED in the upper right corner determine the behavior of the 4 outputs. I'll talk about this in a few minutes. The shape knob here lets us adjust more pointed envelopes when we turn it to the left. Let me switch to cycle mode, it's easier then. Yeah. So when we turn it to the left, the envelopes get more pointed. and more sinusoid envelopes when we turn it to the right. More rounded envelopes. Okay, the slope sets the relation of the duration between the uprising flank and the down flank. Let me show this. Now we have down ramp envelope, and now we have an up ramp envelope, but the slope knob works also with other shapes. Let me use some pointed ones. The other way around. The other way around. And some sinusoid ones. Let me see, this one or this one. All right. The smoothness knob here around applies a two-pole low-pass filter to the shape. When I turn the knob to the left, it smoothes it out. We get more kind of sinusoid shapes until it completely vanishes here at the leftmost position. But in the other direction, when I turn the smoothness knob to the right, a wave folder is applied, and the effect is clearly visible here. And this functionality, the smoothness functionality, works with all wave shapes and with all slopes. So now to the left, and now to the right. All 5 parameters can be CV modulated, and the CV injects are equipped with attenuators. There's even a volt per octave input jack. So let me mess around a bit with these CV input jacks here. So what we have is pitch modulation by an LFO super sample and hold combination, and the inverted output of the sample and hold unit modulates the smoothness parameter. Let me change the frequencies a bit. The LFO frequency. Okay, and you see and hear that not only the pitch is changing, but also the timbre. Let me additionally modulate the shape. So we have even more different timbres. And in the other direction. And a little bit faster. All right, you've got it. The function of the shift level knob is a little bit more complex and depends on whether one of the LEDs in the upper right corner is lit or not. It all has to do with the 4 outputs. Please be patient another minute. I'll explain it in detail soon. You will have noticed it by now that I used the trigger input to generate one-shot envelopes. But even in cycling mode, like now, when the envelopes are looping, I start a new envelope, always a new cycle, when I send a CV pulse to the trigger input. In other words, I reset the module this way. Let me show it. I reduce the frequency a bit so that we can see it better. So, and always when triggering, I reset the envelope. Using the clock CV input here, I can create a relation between the external frequency here from the LFO and Tidal's internal frequency. With the knob at the 12 o'clock position, both frequencies are identical. You see it here in the frequency meters. The left one is that one measuring the LFO's frequency, and the right one here measures Tidal's frequency. At 12 o'clock, both are identical. But when I turn the frequency knob to the left, counterclockwise, I get a fraction here out of a fraction of the external frequency out of Tidal Modulator, a certain fraction. So let me, for example, say minus 12 semitones, and at minus 12 semitones, as we see here after a while, now the measurement is done, we get 75% of the external frequency, and with minus 24 semitones, another example, let's wait until the measurement is done. Yeah, now it's finished. We get 50%, half the external's frequency. Turning the frequency knob to the right, we multiply the external clock frequency. Oh, I have made a mistake. I don't know. So let's say I want 1 Hertz. So now let's multiply the external frequency, and we get a higher frequency out of Tidal Modulator, according to which amount of semitones I add. We go up, and now I have exactly, or nearly exactly, 16 times the external frequency. Let me change the external frequency, let's say to 3 Hertz. Now I should have 45 Hertz, but it's around 45 Hertz here, 16 times the frequency of the LFO. When the LED here in the upper corner is not lit at all, outputs 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 4 here deliver different wave shapes. Output 2 delivers a triangle. Output 3 delivers a square wave, and output 4 delivers short peaks, as you see. Triangle, square, and short peaks. There's an interesting phase relation between the triangle wave or any other wave shape of outputs 1 and 2, here 1 and 2, 1 and 2 on one hand, and the square wave of output 3 here, output 3, the green one, on the other hand. The square wave jumps up from 0 to maximum level when the attack phase of the wave at outputs 1 and 2 ends. So here at the peak, the jump of the square wave takes place. The shape knob and the smoothness knob change only the shape of delivered by output 1. Let me show it. You see, output 2, 3, and 4 are still delivering the same shape. But the slope knob influences the signal at all outputs, at all 4 outputs. When the LED in the upper right corner is lit green, all 4 outputs deliver the same envelope shape, but the shift level knob here determines to which of the 4 outputs the signal is sent. When turning the knob, the signal is smoothly blended from output to output. At the 12 o'clock position, all 4 outputs stay at level 0 volt. Let me show this. 0 volt. When the LED in the upper right corner here is lit in yellow or orange, the shift level knob shifts the position of the envelope peaks so that the signal at each output peaks at different moments. So let me turn the shift knob and trigger. You see the peaks are at different moments, and the other way around. But there's a difference between the operating modes here. In cycling mode, let me go to cycling mode. So in cycling mode, when the envelopes are looping, we get a phase shift, as you clearly see here. Change it. Here at 12 o'clock there is no phase shift, and then when I turn it further to the right, we have a negative phase shift, and here to the left and here to the right we have a positive phase shift. But in attack decay mode and in attack sustain release mode, let me switch to this mode. So the envelopes have different slopes. So let me trigger it. You have seen it at the beginning. You see the slopes are different. Put it to the other side and trigger. The slopes are different here. When the LED is here in the upper corner is lit red, the 4 outputs here deliver different frequencies. Turning the knob, the shift level knob, to the left makes the frequencies decrease in order of the outputs from 1 to 4, with 4 delivering the lowest frequency. So, and when I turn the shift level knob to the right, it's the other way around. The frequencies increase in the order of the outputs from 1 to 4, with 4 delivering the highest frequency. We get polyrhythmic rhythms this way when the module is in cycling mode. Let me mess around with the shift level knob a bit. A little bit higher frequency. All right, I think you have got it. Or different chords like this. And mess around with the shift level knob. All right. Let's go for some more patch examples using Tidal Modulator 2 now. Here I'm using an audio rate triangle wave to clock Tidal Modulator 2, as you see here, coming from the VCO. By adjusting the frequency knob away from its 12 o'clock position, let me do so, we get a harmonic relation of the VCO's frequency and Tidal Modulator's output, and you see and hear mainly that the frequency shift is quantized like it was in the example mentioned some minutes ago. In the next example here, I make use of the time shift between the 4 outputs of Tidal Modulator. There are 4 audio rate oscillators in this batch, 2 VCV rec VCOs and 2 bezels. All 4, or each of these 4, delivers a different timbre. The mixer's channels here are muted and unmuted by the signals coming from Tidal's output. Here, these 4 batch cables, and Tidal is clocked by the LFO here in the upper left corner. It's the same LFO that also triggers the sample and hold module that delivers through quantum to the quantizer the pitch information, the pitch CV for the 4 audio rate oscillators. The different rhythm, or the changing rhythm, is generated by the LFO here in the lower right corner, which, as you see here, which modulates with the shape as well as the frequency of Tidal Modulator. Alright then, that's enough for a nutshell video. Don't forget to visit my website, the link is down in the description, and to subscribe to this cute little channel here. And to turn on the bell to stay tuned. Enjoy your day. Stay creative, of course, and let nobody distract you from your chosen path. Cheers and peace.